Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4. We're about to do a presentation of our discussion from the text that given by our lecturer. But before we go to the discussion, I want to introduce the member of my group, which is Group 4. The first one we have Widodo Tejocahyono. Next we have Isna Rodliyah S. The next we have Nisa Kusumastuti. Next we have Dwinanda Cahyaningtyas. Next is Dhimas Arya R, and the last is me, Rizqi Maulana. So we are about to discuss about a review text from a movie, Avengers Endgame. But before we go to the main discussion, I want to explain you what is the definition of review text. A review text is an evaluation of publication such as movie, video game, musical composition, book, and other piece of art. And what is the purpose of review text? The purpose of a review text is to criticize or evaluate a piece of art, or movie, or video game, musical composition. But in this case, the text is criticize or evaluate about the movie Avengers Endgame.
The type of this text is a review text. As we know, if you have watched the video on last week's material, that the general purpose of the review text is to criticize or evaluate an artwork or even for a public audience. So, the purpose of this review text is to criticize or evaluate the movie Avengers Endgame for the reader. Then, we go to the generic structure. The generic structure of the review text is orientation, interpretative recon, and evaluation. What are those? The first one, orientation. Orientation is the introduction of the setting and characters of work. In this case, the orientation is the introduction of the setting and characters of the movie Avengers Endgame. The second one, interpretative recon. Interpretative recon is summarizes the plot and provides an account of the reviewed rendition. In this case, the interpretative recon is the summarizes the plot and explanation about the movie Avengers Endgame. The third one, evaluation. Evaluation is the writer evaluates the work, art, performance, or production. In this case, the evaluation is the writer evaluates the movie Avengers Endgame. The orientation part in this review text is contained in paragraph 1 to 2, which contain that Avengers Endgame just feels like an ordinary cosmic superhero film. That is nothing more than a merger between the Guardian of Galaxy films, accompanied by additional characters such as Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Thanos. Well, orientation is the introduction of the setting and characters of work. Introduction of the setting and characters of the movie Avengers Endgame. Introduction of the settings is in the sentence, Avengers Endgame just feels like an ordinary crossing superhero films that is nothing more than a merger between the Guardian of the Galaxy film. Furthermore, the introduction of the characters is included in sentence accompanied by additional characters such as Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Thanos.
So my name is Isna Rodliyah S, and now I'm going to continue the presentation. And the next slide is about interpretative recount. Interpretative recount summarizes the plot and provides an account of how the review rendition, based on the text, is from paragraph 3 until 5. The movie isn't more special than the previous movie because several entertaining characters is gone by a click from Thanos' golden convoluted fingers, and it just remains the alive characters to sit and mourn their losses before picking themselves up and taking on Thanos. Let's continue the next slide. The next slide is about evaluation. Evaluation is the writer evaluates the work art in performance or maybe the production. Based on the text is from paragraph 7. The plot is less ambitious too, talkier, lighter, and less frantic than you might have expected. The film is mostly a knockabout heist caper in which the gang splits into sub-teams to steal the life-saving Infinity Stones from Thanos in an attempt to undo his genocidal finger snap.
Hello, my name is Nisa Kusumastuti. So here I want to explain about the general language features. In this text, it has two general language features. They are the words that express the judgments and descriptive language. First, we have the words that express the judgments. We take the example from paragraph 3, sentence 1. It was in comparison, Endgame isn't quite so epic or climactic. The words epic and climactic are the words that express the judgment, and so on. And then we have descriptive language. Anyway, descriptive language is used to help the reader feel almost as they are the part of the scene or event being described. And we take the example from paragraph 2, sentence 3 to 4. That was the film which had the giant purple Thanos, who the actor is Josh Brolin, wiping out half of the life forms in the universe, or the talkative life forms. Anyway, there's no suggestion that any plants or animals were killed. And that was the film which led between galaxy-spanning science fiction, Dungeons and Dragon fantasy, and good old-fashioned superhero punch-ups with an agility that was genuinely awe-inspiringly unprecedented.
I'm Dwinanda Cahyaningtyas, and I'll show you about the grammar focus in the review text of the Avengers Endgame. Okay, for the relating verbs, the first one is Endgame is not quite the superhero blockbuster in the first paragraph. The relating verb here is in the word is. The second one, Infinity War that felt like the culmination of everything the studio had been doing in the second paragraph. So for this sentence, the relating verb is in the word felt. Next, for the action verbs. The first one, and that was the film which leapt between galaxies spanning in the 7th paragraph. Here, the action verb is in the word leap. The second, Nebula to sit and mourn their losses before picking themselves up and taking on Thanos. The action verb here is in the word sit. Next, for the thinking verbs. It will be baffling to viewers who don't remember the earlier Marvel. The thinking verb here is in the word remember. For the noun groups describing character, the giant purple Thanos in the second paragraph. The giant purple refers to Thanos.
Grammar focus. Present tense. 1. It's the 22 film that the game-changing studio has put out in the past 11 years. 2. Endgame isn't quite so epic or climatic. 3. It feels more like an anchor or a lap of honor. Persuasive language. 1. Unusual, amazing. I won't reveal what makes this Ocean 11 style is so unusual. given that the studio has done such an amazing job of keeping its central plot device under wraps. 2. Sleek, affectionate, but it is sleek and affectionate enough for its 3-hour running time to pass quickly. Long and complex clause. 1. If Avengers Endgame is not quite the superhero blockbuster to end all superhero blockbusters, it certainly end all of the Marvel superhero blockbusters that have been released so far. 2. In the last installment, starting final, lots of the most popular and entertaining characters were reduced to us by a click of Thanos' golden gauntlet. Avengers, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, and Star-Lord among them. Okay, thank you for your attention. I'm from Group 4, sign out.